Antonio Brown, one of the most electrifying receivers of the last decade, is now at the center of one of the year's biggest sports scandals. Arrested overseas, extradited to the U.S., facing an attempted murder charge, and suddenly handing off control of his social accounts. In this video, we unpack what happened, why it matters, and what you might miss. Antonio Brown, former All-Pro, Super Bowl champ, and lightning-fast receiver, has built a complicated post-NFL life. Business ventures, social media stunts, and repeated legal run-ins. This background matters because this latest episode appears to be a pattern and not a single headline. The timeline starts on May 16th at a celebrity boxing event in Miami. According to authorities, a fight broke out, and Brown was later accused of taking a handgun from a security staffer and firing at a man he'd earlier brawled with. The victim reported a graze wound to the neck. Police initially detained Brown that night and released him. A warrant followed months later. This week, U.S. Marshals tracked Brown to Dubai. He was arrested there, flown to New Jersey, and is being routed to Miami to face a second-degree attempted murder charge, the legal label most outlets cite. Extradition across borders like this is rare, and signals how seriously prosecutors view the warrant. In precise terms, Brown is facing a second-degree attempted murder charge. This is essentially an allegation that he tried to kill but failed. That's a felony with major penalties if convicted, and it's different from homicide charges that allege someone was killed. Within hours of the arrest news, Brown posted on his own X account that he'd handed the keys to the socials and CTESPN to my team while he fights for his innocence. That move matters. It's an attempt to control the narrative and limit legal exposure, and it raises questions about who's behind the brand when the public face is sidelined. Now, here is a lens most reports aren't looking through. Antonio Brown's story appears to be less a one-off crime headline and more a case study in how modern celebrity mixes with legal risk and digital influence. Think of it as three linked forces: fame that opens doors, social platforms that amplify disputes, and legal exposure that can move globally. Brown's case shows how quickly a celebrity brand can go from monetizable to a legal vulnerability that requires crisis management. Let's talk about this. Money troubles. Brown has had well-publicized financial issues. A 2024 bankruptcy filing is cited by some outlets and yields conflicting net worth estimates. Such financial strain can change incentives and behavior. Pattern of conduct. This isn't Brown's first legal brush. Prior arrests, civil suits, and controversial social posts shaped how the public and prosecutors respond. Media playbook. High-profile defendants often move to transfer their voice to a surrogate. Brown's ex-handoff is textbook crisis control. The victim's perspective. Coverage sometimes centers on the celebrity. Here, the alleged victim reported a graze wound and will be central to the prosecutor's case. Brown will likely be arraigned in Miami and enter a plea. The case could involve video evidence from the event, witness testimony, ballistics, and the security staffer's statements. Expect pretrial motions, a media circus, and a heavy defense strategy, especially given Brown's public profile. This story is bigger than one man's arrest. It's a snapshot of how celebrity, money, social media, and the justice system collide, and how quickly a narrative can swing from celebration to crisis.